This practice is training for the 7 longevity tests every woman over 40 wants to pass to age independently and gracefully. For this practice, you'll want 1 resistance band, a kettlebell, and 2 dumbbells. If you want more on the 7 longevity tests, what they are, what they're measuring, why they matter, that episode is in the description below. We'll train in the order of the tests: farmer carry, dead hang, X plank, wall sit, sit to stand, VO2 max, and then the balance game. We'll begin with air squats. Feet outer hip distance apart or a little wider, toes turned out. Remember, with the female pelvis, you want to get curious about where that sweet spot is for you. And then 1 hand in a fist, other hand over that hand. And you're going to bend your knees into a squat, drive down through your heels, and then exhale, stand up, and the arms can swing back. Do a few of those. And we're beginning with body weight only to warm up the body and the joints, to get our alignment. We want a body that's not just strong, but also smart. On to lunges. I'm going to turn so I'm facing the top edge of my mat. Step your left foot back and then hands down by your hips and hands in fists like you're holding heavy luggage. Then bend the left knee to the degree that your right leg is stable, your right knee is stable, and you can rise up gracefully. And you're going to go up and down a few times, again, priming the body, the joints, getting in touch with your breathing. And then after a few up and down, stick with that, or you can step up and then step back. And we're going to have the same options once we're carrying weight. Do a few more and then change sides. Right foot back, go up and down several times. So remember, with the farmer carry test, you want to be holding half your body weight eventually and walking for 60 seconds. The lunges are harder than walking. And because we're training, I'm going to be using 20-pound weights, 1 in each hand. At the gym, you'll see me with the clip, and I'm either holding 35-pound kettlebells or 41-pound kettlebells. Here we go. You're going to grab your dumbbells. Use a weight that's right for you. Step the left foot back. And then let's start with 5. Up and down 5 times. Now, one of the things that amazes me is my forearms still fatigue faster than anything else in my body. And then up and back 5 times. Three, 2, 1, and then change sides. Now, we're going to be moving through these preps for the longevity test, but they also give you tools so you know what to weave into your practice. Like maybe you're pretty good with a farmer carry, but you're really challenged with the X plank, or vice versa. Last 2. And then weights off to the side. Test number 1, check. Now we're going to prep for the dead hang. Grab your resistance band, and it's going to go on your feet. And you're going to do feet hip distance apart-ish. Bend your knees enough that you can be in like a half lift Ardha Uttanasana position. Hold the upper part of the strap. Now the key is the upper body stays steady, and you're just going to bend your elbows in a row like action. Part of what the dead hang is measuring is shoulder stability and upper body integration. And this is one of my favorite movements for training that. It doesn't look like much, but it's amazing, especially for long-term yogis, because we tend to get wobbly in the mid-back T12 shoulder girdle region from all the years of back bends. Similar but different. Grab your kettlebell, and you're going to be in that same half lift position, and you're going to do the row. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can do the same thing with a dumbbell. It's just a little harder to use the dumbbell on the next one. And with the kettlebell, because of the handle, you get a little bit of extra grip strength training. Next, stand up, holding the kettlebell, and then you're going to bend your knees and you're going to swing the kettlebell forward. And again, you're keeping the upper body stable, you're in your legs, and then maybe you can do one arm swings. And maybe hand off to the other arm. And then maybe go back and forth. This is a way to train for the dead hang without actually doing the dead hang, and then maybe going into full kettlebell swings. But this gives you many things to practice to build the shoulder stability and grip strength you may be missing during the dead hang. Onward. Next is the X plank. You're going to start in a Sphinx pose. Lift the elbows up, wrap the elbows in, pull your chest forward, and then elbows down, belly up, ribs in and up. Do that a few times and you're priming the upper body. And then you can start to lift into a forearm plank. Most long-term yogis tend to be quite weak in serratus anterior, which are those muscles that both push and pull in these positions. Now, next time you're in the forearm plank, roll onto your left side, and you can start with one foot in front of the other. You can start with the feet stacked. Eventually, you're hovering the leg off the bottom leg. And that's really where we see the pelvis stability building. And remember, the test is being here for 30 seconds. Seems like a long time. 3 more breaths. And then roll over to the other side. And again, one foot in front of the other, feet stacked. Eventually, top foot off bottom foot. And a lot of the old breathing cues in yoga, like 3, 5 breaths, 8 breaths, get you to about 30 to 45 seconds. 3 more breaths. And then roll back to forearm plank and lower down onto your stomach. There's your X plank prep. Onto the wall sit. So for this one, you want the thighs parallel to the floor. Lower back, middle back, upper back against the wall, and then arms out in front of you. And this one, again, pretty straightforward and miserable after a few rounds of breathing. We're going to do 5 here together. And one of the things I focus on is using my breathing to enhance my core, my relationship with the floor, the balance between the muscles of my legs. And then, if you want a little spicy, extend one leg out. 3, 2, 1, and change sides. 3, 2, 1. Back to both feet on the floor. 3, 2, 1. And then up we go. Now you're ready for the sit to stand test. Sit to stand requires leg strength as well as hip and ankle mobility. So we're going to start with really wide feet, toes turned out, and almost like a malasana squat, but you want to keep the hips about the same height as your knees and only go as far as you can stand back up. And do that many times. And if when we get to the sit to stand, you can't go farther without getting back up, stay where you are or just practice this. There's a lot of benefit in this seemingly simple movement, especially for Westerners. When you're ready, right ankle over left thigh. And then you're going to press down into the feet. The knees go out to the side and you sit down as lightly and gracefully as you can. And then you push down through the feet. There's a lot of core in this. There's a little bit of lean forward and you come back up and uncross. Second side. One side usually harder than the other. And back up we go. Resist using momentum and force to get up, which sounds obvious, but you'll be tempted to do it. It can put stress and strain on ankles and knees. VO2 max. So we're not going to run or go upstairs together, but we are going to jog in place. And jogging in place and maybe even hopping forward, backward, side to side. This also gets your jump training in. And that seems a little silly, maybe even some jumping jacks. But how often are you just jumping, bouncing? Really important for the cardiorespiratory health, but also the lymphatic system. Forward, backward, side, 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 side. Run in place. Of course, you'll need more for improving your VO2 max, but this is the beginning, and this is training. And this is a way to train on your mat without a lot of extra stuff or extra space. Oh, puppy time. He wants to jump with us. Hi, Goose. Hi, Goose. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, VO2 max, check. Last test is the shoe test. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞𝐬 calls it the old man test. It's getting your socks and shoes on with your foot up, standing on one leg. And to train for that, we're going to do what I call the balance game. So you're going to draw the right knee into your chest, hands at the heart for now, and then right leg back behind you. So it's almost like a kick into a warrior three-leg shape, and then bring the right knee back into your chest. Do that a few times. I'm going to give you more options to play. And this time when you draw the right knee into your chest, you can hold the right knee with the left hand, and then the right arm goes back and around. And then back down to the warrior three. Arms can stay at the heart, definitely easier for balance, or they can go out in front of you as a challenge. And then next time you draw the right knee into your chest, cross the right ankle over the left thigh and come into what we'll call a standing pigeon pose. My husband will use this one to tie his shoelaces. And then stand up. Last little bit of fun. Left knee into your chest. Left leg back, warrior three-esque shape. And then knee into your chest again. And then on the next one, when you draw the left knee into your chest, you can hold with the right hand, add the twist. Back to the warrior three, maybe arms extended. And then knee into your chest and into that standing pigeon. And that's that. You've now done training for each of the 7 longevity tests. As this series goes on, we'll unpack those tests in detail, what to train for, how to get better at them, and have complementary practices for each one. Take inventory of where you're solid and strong, and also what needs work, because these tests have real science, real studies behind them. And when you approach them with a sense of challenge, but also curiosity, wonder, and exploration, they become fun. Thanks for being here. Thanks for practicing. See you soon.